We love our intro music. Hi, this is Shannon Grimm with Shannon Grimm and Partners at Howard Hanna Real Estate Services. We are joined today by Mr. Anderson, as we refer to him.
Mr. Anderson.
Otherwise known as Mike Anderson with D.R. Horton.
Thank you for being here. Excited about what we're going to talk about today because we go into these blind. And
we do.
Absolutely.
Thank you for being here. We brought you here. Thank you for being here.
I know. And coming off a long 4th of July weekend.
Which I totally forgot there was a holiday involved. So I scheduled for the day after a major holiday.
I'm always looking big, but boy, oh boy, these brats are expanding me a little bit more today. So I'm looking a little rough.
Did everybody stay away from hospitalization and law enforcement?
Yes. And my kids did too, so that was a big moment for me. No kids injured yesterday with all the slip and slide we had out and running around. That was huge. So
considering
I did go on the slip and slide.
Yeah.
Considering I don't stay up past 8:30, I'm usually pretty safe.
Well.
So you guys have got. Oh, actually, we're also joined by Mike Stanley, otherwise known as Stanley,
and you said that, but it's all right.
Jake Brenneman from our team. But so D.R. Horton is doing a lot of interesting stuff. So one thing they're doing now is they're doing a lot of townhomes, and they're still doing the thing where they're helping us with inventory, which is that they are building based on what consumers want, so that they have product readily available when people are coming into the area, because we're still getting a lot of people relocating in.
And they need something right away. They can't wait 6, 10, 12 months.
And you guys just closed on one from out-of-state buyers.
Yeah, so we just closed on buyers from Maryland. And actually, what sold them on that is because they were really sold on doing a resale. But the problem is what they liked was like day one on the market, and they were a VA loan, which wasn't going to help them any because VA loans unfortunately lose when they're competing in a multiple bidding war. And then what really sold them was the fact that even if they bought a resale and someone would take a VA loan, you guys had an interest rate available, a buy-down interest rate available on that particular home, right, which made it much more affordable than if they were to go buy a resale.
Exactly. So let's take it one by one. The townhomes. We have an exciting community, the villas at Renner Park in Hilliard.
And that has gone fast.
It's going very fast, and it's serving a great product need that we have here in Central Ohio. We're seeing that I need to speak in the mic a little bit closer.
There you go.
So the product need is just the amazing amount of demand that we've been having, and that I feel that we will continue to have in Central Ohio. So at Renner Park, we have condos that currently have we have 3 and 4 bedroom units, and they all have
4 bedrooms. I didn't know that.
Yep, all have 2-car attached garages, and they're 6 units per building. End units are the 4 bedrooms, and the interior units are 3 bedrooms, and currently they start as low as $350,000. So that's been extremely popular, and we have a number of them. The model is, I believe, about 2 to 3 weeks from being completely furnished and up and running. But we are selling them now, and they've been extremely popular.
And what's the square footage on these that we're looking at?
The small ones are in the 1,600 range, and then so the 3s are in the 1,600 square foot range, and the 400s are in the almost 1,900.
Okay, wow, that's a good size. And you said your model's about to be up and running, but you're selling, of course. What kind of timeline are we looking at for people to be able to move into some of these? So
we have 4 different buildings moving through construction, and the first move-ins could be as early as August.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
that's good. Stuff is going up quick over there.
It is, and that's the D.R. Horton plan. We talked about inventory, and we have ramped up to 80 digs consistently every month.
Wow. That's insane. So part of what we keep hearing is we have buyers who say, we're going to wait till the market crashes, and we're going to, blah, 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 wait till this, wait till that. But the problem is in Central Ohio, we don't, you don't normally get a market crash when there's high demand.
No.
And none of us foresee demand in Central Ohio changing. So, that's why it's good that you guys are still building, because we still have the demand for it. And
I mean,
80 a
everyone's been
month
saying it
just
for
shows you.
3 years that the market is unsustainable. It's going to crash. Well, nationwide, things have corrected a little, but not much. And it's like, well, nationwide, we don't have the demand. Some cities have the similar demand we do, but we have.
They're all moving here.
Yeah, they're all moving here, and we just have. It's crazy, and even interest rates doesn't matter where they are. And historically, they're not that high. I mean,
No.
but
Historically, we were low for an abnormally long period of time.
correct. But we can't slow down. I mean, it's not happening. I have plenty of
can't.
buyers, and it's competing offers, and everybody still wants to buy.
And what everyone says is that we were still 8,000 short from when the market did correct itself back in '08. That the builders pulled back so much that we were 8,000 short. And then in that time period is when everyone stopped building attached condos. So, and I was sad to see that product go because it does fill a niche. Because there are people who, they want to be out of an apartment, and that's a great next step going from, apartment to home ownership. Because, you might have someone on either side of you, but you're kind of used to it. But you actually own, and you're building equity, and that's the only way to build wealth is by owning. So I was sad to see that product go, but happy when you guys brought it back.
Absolutely. And we are seeing the need, and that's why we are so bullish on them. We have, I believe, 180 total, and still, I believe, even before the model is complete, we've sold in the 10 or 12 range, I believe. So we have some great opportunities there, and Hilliard Schools in the 300s hasn't been available
For
in
years.
the longest time.
Especially not new construction.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
New construction.
Yeah.
Exactly. And we're very excited about that, along with the other communities that we have standalone houses without basements. In Newark, we have them in the 300s. In Delaware, we have them in the 300s. And we feel that strongly that will serve another need for people that don't want to be attached but still want a single-family home, and with all the other included features. And so those are very exciting as well.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of people moving here from places like California or Florida who don't want basements at all.
Correct.
So there's definitely a need for that. And I've definitely relocated my fair share of people from both states, and they are adamant they do not want basements.
True. Yeah, we here in Central Ohio love our basements, and
Yes.
we for decades we've thought it's the only way.
Our way is the best way.
Just as close as Indianapolis and Lexington, Kentucky, and some places of Pittsburgh, there's so much rock that basements are not part of the equation. And then California and Arizona and Florida, they come back like, we're not used to a basement. So it's just something that is helping to fit and then also serve that lack of availability or supply that we've had in Central Ohio.
Yeah.
And that helps increase supply. Well, it increases affordability, but it helps increase supply as well because the build time's less since you don't have to dig that foundation. So you can get houses up quicker and fill the need for people, which is huge right now.
It is, Mike. I'm glad you touched on that. And we're excited that our build times are getting back to normalization. We can build those no-basement homes in just over 100 days now.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
Yeah.
So what about from permit? So is it still taking about 3 months to get a permit?
Shannon, I don't see that
So
side
basically,
of it.
once you start moving dirt, you're 100 days.
A little over. Yeah.
Okay.
So 3 months.
I think 109 days.
Just from moving dirt. So.
Right, but for example, we have 24 communities right now, and I just created 33 houses for permit. So we constantly have houses moving through that permit process, and then our dig coordinator is constantly moving them through, and that's the only way that we can generate 80 houses a month. And
So if you're permitting 80 houses a month,
we're digging 80 a month.
Digging 80 a month. What are you closing every month?
Well, I mean, in theory, we're getting to that normalization of we're not quite closing 80. I think we're closing about 75. But
that's still a ton.
That's a ton of houses.
And that just shows you why you're having to dig 80 a month, because and you're only one builder.
Correct.
So the demand for the one builder is that high, and you're not even able to pick your finishes.
Well, You're not
that's
able to
crazy,
pick
though.
your finishes, but we also have more included features than any
Right,
other
but I'm
builder.
just saying that's crazy that you would think that where the demand would be, when you can say, okay, I want to pick my, features and stuff. But we do have so many people relocating here it's huge that it's available.
Yeah.
It is, and remember that D.R. Horton, as far as closings, the largest builder in the country, and started in 1978. So this is a business model that's been successful for decades. It's
For
new.
them.
It's new to Central Ohio,
Yeah.
but it's been happening for a long time. And you can either select our brand new house with wood floors in most areas, wood floors, granite countertops, upgraded lighting.
Well, it's
concrete
nice
driveways,
finishes.
and nice finishes.
Yeah.
Or you can go to the older used house and fight for that one.
Well,
You still don't get to pick your finishes.
And you still
Correct.
don't
You
get
still
to
don't get to
finish.
pick your finishes, and you don't get the warranty that you get with the new home. So
Well, and even with my last buyers that we just closed on, I did take them to other builders. But, and the reality was that you have a bigger island. And, the way your island is positioned even, it makes the kitchen a bigger deal, if that makes any sense. Like when you have a small island and you kind of turn it the wrong way, which, I don't know, it just looks weird. And just bigger overall. So the home overall was bigger, and they were impressed by the construction and the quality of the build versus the other builders that we looked at. So
That layout
we did
really
show them quite a
nice.
few builders. Jake and I both took them through
appreciate
quite a
that,
few.
and it's nice to hear. That's our goal. There are a number of good builders in Central Ohio, and the three of us largest builders are closing about the same number of homes right now.
That's still insane.
It's neck and neck, and it shows that there's enough business for everybody, and that demand is just beyond what any of us have seen in Central Ohio.
Which
I don't see
again
it
means that the
stopping.
market isn't going to crash anytime soon in Central Ohio.
No.
National media does not understand the desire to live in Central Ohio. Most people from outside of Ohio don't understand that either. But there are no
Absolutely.
cows roaming the streets, I assure you.
I constantly get asked, from people in different areas, what's the market like there? And I'm like, it's very different than what you're hearing. They're like, I'm sure there's just prices are going down, down, down. I'm like, no.
That's what people are like, oh, stuff's sitting, right? Where?
No.
No.
Sitting right now is 5 days.
Well,
people just don't understand, though. We have the biggest university in the country, which has national and international draw. We have more Fortune 500 companies headquartered here per capita than anywhere else in the U.S. And we
we're
have
working on more.
And we have more Fortune 500 companies moving in with campuses here as well as we speak. And we
were affordable.
we were, but
Our traffic wasn't bad.
it's just crazy. There's just so much draw here. We have some of the best restaurants around.
'Cause
We have
we're
a
a
vibrant
test market
nightlife
for restaurants.
Yes, we are. We're a
Yeah.
test market.
And our waistlines all show that. Except for yours.
There's just people think it's Columbus, Ohio. Yeah,
You
we
and
get
that
winter
bike.
here. We get winter, and it gets cold, and people are like, I don't know what that's like, but
You get used to it.
there's just so much to do here, though.
We have 4 seasons, sometimes in one day,
Yes.
but we have 4 seasons. Sometimes you just loop around 270 and you hit them all 4.
Yeah,
Do
it is nuts.
we have a Four Seasons hotel though?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think we do actually.
No.
And I feel like I haven't seen one, so I wasn't sure.
My husband and I got married at a venue that was called 4 Seasons in Hilliard, but it closed.
Oh, close
But
enough.
it wasn't a hotel, but it was a venue. But anyhow, so yeah, people just don't understand. We do have demand here. So despite what national media says, and what people also don't understand is that builders will sometimes list their homes as soon as it starts the moving of dirt process.
Yes.
Sometimes even at permit. So when you see an excessive amount of days on market on new construction, that means absolutely nothing about the genuine days on market. And
right.
a lot of times people will not want to go see those homes because they think there's something wrong with it. But it's just the process of how new construction is put on the MLS. And the sooner you go see those, the better off you are.
Oh yeah, I see houses that are just framing, and people
Right.
are like, why has this been on the market for 150 days?
Yeah, well,
Because it had to get a permit.
Yeah.
That took 3 months, and now we're framing.
the great thing about it is that you can go out and see the lot it's being built on and the community it's being built on, and then more than likely
There's-
in one of the adjacent communities there's going to be a model or something that
That's
you
the
can see that's
same
closer
floor
to
plan,
completion.
right.
And it's so you know what you're getting.
Right.
But
And people
you're-
just don't understand how the
But you're not
MLS works for new
competing.
construction.
You're not competing with anybody else. You're getting in early, and you get to move in right when it's done. And like I said, you have those amazing warranties in place too. So
Very attractive. Yeah, and then combined with another real important thing for buyers, what we're trying to do, because interest rates are higher than we've seen in the last 5 years even, is strong promotions focused solely on buying down the interest rate.
And buying down the interest rate and closing costs if they're using your lender.
If using our lender, yes, and buying down so it's all tied to using our lender.
And you're willing to work with FHA and VA, which is huge.
Absolutely.
Because FHA and VA are having a hard time getting properties resale so you can get new. Now, how will the townhomes work? Are those going to be FHA approved?
Wow. Yes,
Sorry.
they are. No, that particular, they have to be, because I haven't heard anything in any of our meetings that they are not.
So it's just a lengthy process
Yeah.
when they're attached.
I did mean to ask: are these townhomes? Are they attached single-family homes? Or are they condos?
They are condos.
They're not fee simple. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. They're when you have a building of that size, they're condos. Yeah.
Yeah, because we have one down the street here that's fee simple, but they're attached, and there's like 6 in a building.
Right.
But those are just designed differently, and the roof lines are different because they're separate.
Yeah, they are separate.
But while we're talking about that interest rate piece of the puzzle, just example, now that changes every week because the market changes with interest rates, and interest rates are tied to buyers' credit scores and debt-to-income ratios and other scenarios. But
Which is why I'm not comfortable answering. What's the current interest rate? I don't know.
The most favorable.
What's your credit?
What we can say is the most favorable situation today. If you had three of you had a buyer today, and they want to buy one of our homes that could close in August.
Trying to sell us right now. I like it.
I am.
Yes. He always is.
They can have a 5.5% conventional 30-year fixed rate if their scores and credit and their debt to income ratios are in line, if they qualify for it. And then the other financial contribution would cover all closing costs and all of their prepaid. So they would come to the table with down payment.
Yes.
That's
and
amazing.
my VA buyer actually got a check back.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's hard to get a check back these days. Plus, the other benefit, which people don't realize, to purchasing new, what's the other major benefit when it comes to your monthly payment? The principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. What are you missing for the first, year?
The property taxes are based on land only.
Yeah, for at least the first year.
At least the first year, and many times longer. But because that in Ohio we pay property taxes 1 year in arrears, and D.R. Horton is responsible for the majority of that first payment. Then on top of that, it's based solely on the land value, and then eventually whatever municipality will put an assessed value on the property, the house or structure as well, and then catch up. So
it also gives you a little bit of a reprieve.
Nice buffer
from the taxes.
Yeah.
And I always tell people to put that money aside as though you're paying your taxes. So if anything happens, you've got that money to count on.
We definitely talk to people about fully assessed property tax scenarios when we're talking mortgage payments.
But I'm a fan of saving that. Pretend like you're making that full payment. If anything happens, you're covered.
That's a good thing. Yep.
Yeah.
Very good strategy.
So what other products do you have available? And I know you're all over the place.
We are, yeah. So my current office serves the Olentangy School District, just a half-mile south of the Olentangy-Berlin High School on Pyatt Road.
And you're about a mile and a half north of our community.
Yeah.
Villas at Old Harbor West.
Get a little plug in there.
Three-pillar homes
Three-pillar
community.
does it, and it's a very nice, a different style.
You don't visit
buyer.
us nearly enough, though.
I get busy.
He did 2 weeks ago.
I did.
I said not nearly enough, though. Not when I'm there.
Yeah.
I'll bring.
He lets me come up and visit him too.
I'll
So.
bring.
I go
cookies or
visit him,
something.
too.
He
I
just
know,
wanted
you
to
need
show
more
us his
snacks in
watch.
your office.
We're back.
I
It's
don't
hard
need
to
more snacks. I
entertain,
need
but it's
less
hard to
snacks
entertain
around.
when I take people to his office. It's just
I'd be
hard to
okay with it.
entertain. them.
Hardcore. We're selling houses. I mean, it's not a 7-Eleven. Anyway, these new.
You've seen our office.
We have 6 new products, and they are 6 new houses, and plans that are brand new to Central Ohio. 2 ranches that feature 4 bedrooms, 3 full
Wow.
bathrooms, and then
3
What's the
full
square
bathrooms.
footage on the ranches?
they are 2,000 square feet and 2,400 square feet.
Wow.
So what size lot do those have to go on?
Well, in Pyatt, we have a minimum of 80 feet wide and 140 feet deep.
Yeah, because typical is 60 by 120.
Yeah.
So yeah, those lots are pretty good size.
They're large sites, and then we have 3 plans that feature first floor guest suites.
Nice.
And then you can do as many as 5 bedrooms and 4 full bathrooms, and a half bath.
Wow.
So really exciting plans.
Good Lord, are we having like
When are
4
those gonna
families
be
living
around?
together?
Yes.
Well, it's pretty common for
we're
2.
I know.
Yeah.
The in-laws.
The concept of in-laws and people bringing their
Well,
parents.
it's harder and harder for people once they graduate college to actually afford to even rent. So
Yeah.
a lot of times
I'm
those
kicking my
older,
kids out.
yeah,
That's-
that's what my parents said. 18, you're gone. I'm like, all right,
Well,
and then
not
begged me to stay.
Not at 18, but once they're done with college, they need to spread their wings. But that bringing your parents in is a concept that, as care for elderly is just rising. So we're seeing a lot of people
Well,
bring
not
their
only that,
parents
it's just
back
they're
home.
more comfortable at home. So.
Mhm. Or just families visiting for an extended period of time. Really neat homes though, and I want to stress that D.R. Horton has more included features than any other builder in Central Ohio, and it's just a product and a business model that's worked for us nationally, and especially when we're building inventory to be able to say, oh, that wood floor is extended throughout the first floor, unless that first floor guest suite, the bedroom is carpet, but everything else is solid surface. And then in bathrooms and laundry, you also find either wood or we're putting tile in those areas now.
Nice.
So yeah, really exciting, large kitchens. Another cool feature that I just came to mind because it's different is every one of these new plans features a place. If you have a chimney hood in the kitchen, you have a microwave.
Chimney hood.
Hood
Well,
vent.
a vented chimney hood.
A chimney?
Chimney.
What are you talking about, chimney?
Well,
It's for the
it's-
stove.
With the electric fireplaces,
No.
Santa has to find new ways.
Well, it's a stove. It's for the stove.
a stove, but a vented chimney hood.
Hood
that-
vent. Hood vent.
For all
Hood
of us
vent.
that gourmet chefs that are cooking and all
Stanley.
those
That's
things.
about it.
But we have a cabinet built for a microwave that is under countertop. So already
Nice.
in place.
It's in my house.
Yep.
You have one of those now?
Yeah, you guys put one of those in my house.
You have a chimney?
We did. That's right. You were one of the.
He was right on the cusp
You were on
of Westport / D.R. Horton.
That's right. You had one of those custom built Westport homes.
Yeah, you got the idea from me. Let's just say that the low microwave cabinet. I made you put that in, and now it became a standard thing. You're welcome.
Thank God you didn't trademark it.
You tried to.
I'll take
sure.
I'll take my $5 per home that you used in now, please.
Trademarking is harder than it looks.
I'll take.
It really
We're
is.
selling 80 a month. I'll take five for every home.
So about how many are you building in each community every month? Like I know that your community, Pyatt's Preserve, there's a whole cul-de-sac up there with like people working constantly.
Right. So that's a great question on how that coordination. I haven't thought about the per month.
In each community.
What we will today, I have 11 opportunities that you could purchase in Pyatt Preserve.
Okay.
And that will ebb and flow with the market, but we're always looking to never run out. And with the 80 per month, it's all spread among all different communities.
How many communities did you say you had again?
24.
24. So you're throwing down 3 to 4 a month in each community.
On average.
On average.
It will
Vary.
Mm-hmm.
But then, you're talking anywhere from a 3-month to 6-month build time for some of the bigger homes. Am I correct in assuming that?
Not quite 6. Those larger plans, the 5 bedrooms that go up to 3,400 square feet, those will currently take about 130 days. So
Wow.
a little over 4 months.
Yeah. Wow, that's
Jeez.
impressive.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and that's what we need to get back to in Central Ohio, because we have a lot of building talent with D.R. Horton and some of the other major builders with a lot of good builders, and that's how we can keep our pricing in order. Is to be think back to before 2020, the 3 major builders in town. Everything was like clockwork. We knew it was 109 days to build one of those larger houses, from dig to completion. Well, 120 days for the largest houses. But so we're getting back to normalization, and that will be, so we'll be able to pass that along to your buyers in keeping costs down as much as possible, because we all know everything's expensive these days, from when we go to the grocery to when we are on Amazon, and everything's just boat fuel. Those things.
Oh dear. There he goes with the boat again.
Hey, Sheets had $1.77 gas yesterday for the 4th
And there
of
were
July.
accidents involved with getting gas.
I
apparently.
didn't realize it was going to be that bad. I pulled into one yesterday. You
Didn't
mentioned
even
boats.
try it.
There was a line probably an hour long, and I'd say a third of them had boats behind giant trucks. And I was like, there's 150 gallons of gas going into that car right there. And they're going to save $200
That's
waiting in
smart,
that line,
though.
I guess. So.
Wow.
I mean, if you got a boat, that's smart. But I didn't even want to go near Sheets yet.
Oh yeah, we turned around immediately. I was like, I'll pay $3 a gallon around the corner. I'd rather do that than wait in that line.
Yeah, that would be quite maddening. I did hear that was a neat promotion.
Yeah.
And
But they should have, paid for traffic control. Because, Bethel Road was shut down because of the line for Sheets.
Yeah.
I don't even know where Sheets is at on Bethel Road. I don't remember.
I don't know.
Tangent.
We're always on a tangent. What else is there?
sorry.
Look, a squirrel.
Rabbit, duck, goose. Yes, so we're always like that. Anything else you want to share?
No, I wanted to. We touched on the brand new plans, the promotions on interest rates, and just our consistency of how many homes that we're providing, and affordable homes.
I have some questions. It looks like a few of your homes or communities up near me are getting close to completion. Do you have any idea how much longer Blues Creek and Springer Woods have until completion?
Springer's been going forever.
Springer's
huge, though.
Springer's much closer to completion. We are into our final section there, and we started digs on that final section. And interestingly enough, we cannot build enough larger homes. So approaching $500,000 in Delaware, and they're flying off the shelf.
No, so wasn't Springer originally Skestis?
Yes, it was.
I'm shocked that he sold that land because he had it forever.
He and our president have a great working relationship, and I'm so happy. That was Springer Woods has been my model.
Yeah, you were there
community.
forever.
Yep, a couple different times, and just a wonderful community. And most everybody that's purchased there has done extremely well for themselves. I know of some that I
We
did
have
not
buyers
sell.
in there?
I mean, we've had resales above 500,000
Yeah, we have buyers in there.
in there.
You and I do.
Right, sure. And it's wonderful when we can see our customers. Just before 4th of July, I ran into some homeowners that bought 2 years ago, and their home is staggering what it's increased over those years.
I think our buyer bought under 5%.
Yeah.
Interest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was close too.
I have some that were
We were crossing fingers on that
2.75
one.
fixed. Actually, they bought a prototype home of that what was at the time new series, and just in 2020 they were 2.75 fixed, and house value
Crazy.
around very exciting. Blues Creek, Mike. I believe we have. I haven't looked at the exact count, but I think we have 50 still to dig in there.
Okay.
Something
That's
like that.
pretty good.
Between 40 and 50. So those will go away. Where we go from there, I know that some of those new communities, until we have the land tied down, are kind of obviously in the developer world a little bit quiet. But you can be sure that we're not leaving the Delaware School District. We're not leaving Buckeye Valley.
Right.
And
It's always great to see you guys starting new things up there. I drive through Springer or Blues Creek often, or I drive by Parkview a lot. I've only been back into Parkview once, actually.
well, and that right. So Parkview, there are nearly 200 that will build in Parkview.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, there's a lot to go in there. I know that.
Right. So for everybody watching the podcast, Parkview is also in Delaware, Troy Road by Smith Park, and that's the concept without basements. And those have been wildly successful also.
So what about Pyatt Preserve?
Pyatt Preserve, we have roughly 70 remaining to build.
Wow, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's all in, like I said, that's all in Tangi schools. And those will range. So in today's world, I have a ranch that goes on, well, this, I don't know when this is airing, but it's
we don't know either.
490,000. And then up to those largest plans in the 630, and those will go up to the 650 range.
And I need whatever you have as far as 4 bedrooms under 500,000 in Pyatt Preserve.
None.
Did that one sell?
Which?
Down the street on Cranbrook?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm sad now.
Well, Tangi Schools under 500 was like
I know.
3 years ago.
No, that was like so last week. It was.
Under 500?
Yeah, it was like 490, wasn't it? No, it was five. It was 530.
Yeah.
Ah, do you still have that one though?
I do have that one.
Okay,
you asked
good.
400 under 500.
Sorry, I don't know. At least I didn't take 100,000 off like I normally do.
That's okay.
Anyway.
Fireworks kept her up past her bedtime last night, Mike.
It actually did wake me up because the dog was not happy.
She's struggling. She's struggling.
The dog was not happy for 4 days now. But anyway.
You would think, well, Shannon, how much did you have to drink yesterday? How late were you up? I had iced tea to drink, and I was up until 8:30. Oh, well, you look like someone hit you on the head with a tack hammer. So
I didn't have caffeine until 5 p.m. Thank you. I did not have caffeine all day.
Why? That's awesome.
But he says I look horrible. That's so nice.
You know.
Imagine when I'm sick. One time someone said, "You look awful." I'm like, imagine how I feel. I'm like, hello. Anyhow.
Well, guys, thank you so much for being here today.
You're getting the real personal time.
It is. Whatever. But, and you want to tell people how to get a hold of you besides calling us first?
Yes, always get a hold of the Shannon Grimm team at HER. I've been around way too long. Howard Hanna.
Yes.
Thank you. And then also you can just Google Mike Anderson at DR Horton or 614-989-3226. I appreciate you having me here today.
We appreciate you being here as always.
We love you, Mr. Anderson.
We do.
Always. Love you too.
Always.
And don't forget to like, follow, or subscribe at Shannon Grimm Realtor.
And hit that notification bell.
Oh, yeah.